Hello everybody, assalamu alaikum. Okay, let's start. So we were reading our question paper of May 2020. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so how far we covered? We are in question three. Mm, yeah, we finished number D, minimum wage. Oh yeah, we will start from this number E. Okay, so let's read the question first. So with reference to the data above and knowledge of economics, assess whether Istanbul's new airport is likely to benefit from internal economies of scale. Okay, so here is a keyword internal economies of scale. So you can start with the definition of this one. Okay, then let's read the case so we can link. And so you can keep in your mind that yeah you can use try to focus on the benefit of the internal economies of scale. So we have Istanbul's new airport will be huge in size. Okay, huge in size, so that means economies of scale can be achieved. Capacity when construction is finished, it will have the ability to handle around 200 million passengers annually. So this is double the number of the current biggest airport in Atlanta. Okay, so yeah, 200, that means a huge quantity. Okay. The airport will cost $11.7 billion to build. It will have four terminals, six runways, and cover an area of 29.5 square miles, making it larger than the island of Manhattan in New York. Okay, so it's huge. Okay. So we have the evidence here. Now let's see the mass scheme. Mm, okay, so yeah, so we'll start with the definition, right? So see that we have a definition. Internal economies of scale are reduced average costs enjoyed by firms that expand, such as airports. They can include bulk buying, marketing, technical, financial, managerial, and risk bearing. Okay, so these are all the types of internal economies of scale. Okay, so from the first two sentences, we are having a good idea of what is internal economies of scale. Okay, now let's link with the case. In Istanbul's new airport will be able to handle 200 million passengers each year, meaning it will need to buy seating for waiting areas in very large quantities. This means it may be able to benefit from bulk buying economies. Okay, so economies of scale, there was a variety in type, remember, bulk buying. Okay, so yeah, so what they're doing in the case they gave the 200 million passengers information, so we are linking it with bulk buying, so it ensures yeah it can uh, uh, yeah, it can be yeah, internal economies of scale can be achieved with the help of this bulk buying. Okay, so they'll buy in large quantity and enjoy discount. Okay, so next we have technical economies of scale. They are mentioning it because they're installing very advanced technology equipments and everything. So this will again help them to achieve economies of scale because of this technical issues. Okay, technology will help them to produce more. Okay, in faster way, right? So next is marketing economies of scale. Okay, so so as I see that market influence could be spread amongst a high number of cafes and shops if they focus advertising on being located in the world's largest airport, which is bigger than Manhattan. Okay, so as we can see that it's a huge space, so many cafes or shop might get interested to come over here and provide their services. Okay, because if it can be advertised in such a way that it's the one of the biggest airport in the world, even bigger than the Manhattan Island. Okay, and next is risk bearing. Okay, so risk bearing economics could be enjoyed as if there is problem with a runway. Aircraft could be moved to one of five others. Okay, as in the case we have that there are six type of runway. Okay, so they can minimize the risk as there are so many varieties. Okay. Okay, next evaluation. Okay, this is the last part. Okay, so here we'll say that, however, if it becomes too large, Istanbul's new airport may suffer from diseconomies of scale, such as communication problem leading to a rise in average cost. Okay, so see, this is a common problem with this economies of scale that yeah, increasing the output is good thing. It will help you to achieve economies of scale, but a very close limitation of this method is this economies of scale. If the quantity is too much, average cost will start to rise again. Okay, then next is as the airport has not yet fully opened, it may mean it has been built in stages, and so furniture may not have been bought in such large quantity. Okay, so what will happen is we previously said that yeah, bulk buying economies of scale will be achieved, so it may not happen because it's they're not if they're not fully launching the airport, then it may not be possible. And then being so large could mean less care is taken during the installation of technical equipment. This could mean it needs to be repeated, leading to additional costs. Okay, so again, this technical high tech thing, these are very expensive. The initial cost is very high. Okay, and next is there is no guarantee that 200 million pesos will pass through the airport every year. So marketing economies of scale may not result in the same benefit, especially if safety is concerned. If there is a problem with the runway. Okay, so see that it will be a problem. Mm, okay. That yeah, we are predicting that 200 passengers will be there. So yeah, it may not take place. So marketing economies of scale may not be achieved, and and the last point is like they're countering the risk bearing thing. Okay, so when there is a risk, yeah, there will be a safety issue. So and the risk may not be bared. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so see, it's a very easy structure, but keep that in mind that you will start with the definition, then by linking with the case, we are going through all the good side, and in the evolution part, we are showing the bad side. Okay, next is number four. Uh, okay, so before that, yeah, let's see the questions. Yeah, so again, we have lots of good mornings here. Okay, good morning, everybody. I really appreciate that in early in the morning you are attending the classes. Okay, so good morning, Ishwar Ananduya, Sarah Arpita, Nafisa Sayara, Junaid Zahir. Good morning, Sabrina Hossein Noshin. Good morning, Faiza Kabir. Good morning. Okay. Okay, so let me know if you have any question. Okay, let's continue with the review of the question. Okay. Mm, okay, so total revenue. Calculate the total revenue um, for the product that has a price elasticity of demand with which is elastic. You are advised to show your working. Okay, so let's see that which is elastic. Okay, so see these are the two product X and Y. See there are two different kind of price elasticity here. See for Y the PD is more than one. Okay, so this is the elastic one. Okay, and yeah, but don't get confused with this minus sign. All PED is always negative. Okay, it's always minus. So when I say that more than one, it means I'm talking about the value. Ignore the minus sign. Okay. Yeah, some may get confused that yeah, it's minus 1.46, so it's less than 1. So yeah, ignore the minus sign. PED is always minus. We are talking about the value. Okay. Now, what's the total revenue for this one? Just multiply these two. 1650 multiplied by 20. Okay. So let's see what they did. Yeah, see 1650 multiplied by 20, which is 33,000. Okay. Mm, it's a very simple one. Okay. The answer is almost given, right? You just need to identify that which one is the elastic one and just multiply price into quantity, you'll get the total revenue. So basically the answer is this one. Okay, then next um, is number B. Tony Simpson. Tony Simpson is an artist whose income comes from selling his painting to small craft shops. Okay, sorry. Let's read the question first. Okay. With reference to the data above and your knowledge of economics, analyze how an increased ability to move to different types of employment might affect the supply of labor. Okay, so we are focusing on supply of labor. Okay, then yeah, different type of employment. Okay, and increased ability to move. Okay, that means they're talking about the mobility of labor. Okay, so if you have skills, then you can move between different kind of jobs, right? Okay, so now let's read the case. Okay, because now we will know what we are looking for. Okay, so without reading the question, starting the case is not a good idea. Okay, because while reading the case, we don't know what we are looking for. Now we know that what we are looking for. Okay, so we are talking about an artist. He is running a small craft shop. Okay, now, however, sales have recently fallen due to the closure of many of these types of shops. To avoid the risk of unemployment, he is considering training to become an art teacher by applying to a government scheme. This would provide an income while Tony is training to be a teacher. Okay, so he was a painter. Now he's becoming a teacher. So moving between to different kind of job, different kind of employment. When he is having increased ability, so the supply of labor can be increased if training is there, skill is there, mobility will be increased, and supply of labor will increase. Okay, so let's go through the answer. So yeah, so you can start with the definition that yeah, supply of labor refers to the quantity of labor or employees willing and able to work at any given wage. Then again, different moving between different jobs. Then occupational mobility we are talking about. So occupational mobility of labor is where workers have the ability to move between different types of employment, such as artist to art teacher. Okay. And next we have the supply of labor is likely to increase when it is easier for workers to move to different types of employment. Okay. So when you have skill, it's easy for you to move between different kind of jobs. For example, they are able to leave an industry where there is little employment, such as selling painting in small craft shops, in order to find work in an industry that needs more employees, such as teachers. Okay, so painting shop was struggling, so they can move to teaching industry, right? So by providing a scheme an opportunity to increase the supply of labor, this is because it would allow more people to become mobile between different type of employment. Okay, so this will allow to move between different kind of employment. Okay, so we link with the case, and we explain the topic. Okay. So this is a 6 marks question. So try to use at least 6 sentences. Okay. So there are 6 sentences. Yeah. So and 6 good sentences will earn you full marks. Okay. Okay, but this has to be related and useful sentences. Okay. Okay, so this is the last question. Okay, 12 marks. Okay, so I received a common complaint that, yeah, because of the lack of time, we failed to finish this one and this question. This 12-mark question, the last question was unfinished. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, let me show you a calculation that how much. This is a 2-hour exam, right? Uh, see, there's see, sorry, a 1 hour 30 minutes exam, right? So 1 hour 30 minutes exam, and the marks is what? 120, right? So no, sorry, 80 marks, right? Yeah, 80 marks. Okay, so you have to finish 80 marks. Um within this 120 minutes. So see 80 divided by 120. So 120 divided by 80. Okay, so 120 divided by 80. That means 1.5 minute per marks. Okay, so see, this is a 12 mark question, so you'll get 1.5 into 12, 18 minutes for this question, for this answer. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you need to allocate the time to these answers according to the marks, then it will be easy. Okay, so 18 marks, I think it's quite enough to finish this. But what happens when you try to increase take when you take too much time for other questions, you'll find that you have only 5 minutes to answer this question. Okay, so that's a misallocation of resources, right? We did this in economics. Okay, so you have to allocate the resources, the time, according to the marks. Okay, so see, you'll get 18 marks for this question. Okay, see, in the previous question it was 6 mark, so for 6 mark you'll get how much? 6 plus 9 minutes. So you have to allocate it accordingly, then it will be okay. Okay, so let's finish this one. This is a large question. Let's try to finish it within time. Okay, so we have yeah, okay. Okay, let's read the question first. Okay, so with reference to the data above and your knowledge of economics, evaluate the possible effect of an increase in the use of technology on productivity in restaurants. Okay, so rise in the productivity Okay, because of using technology, yeah, it will help you to do this restaurant business, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's read the case now. The rise of the restaurant robot. There has been an increase in the number of restaurants using robots instead of waiters and even chefs. Waiters who take customer orders have been replaced with computer tablets for ordering. And technology is now available to automatically serve espresso shots and make cappuccinos. So this is due to efficiencies, rising labor costs, the consumer desire for convenience, and the other changing purchasing habits. This could change the dining experience as restaurants increase their use of technology. Okay, so you can see that yeah, labor cost is rising, so you can use robot. You don't need to pay them, and even people are trying to try new methods, or they want to make the restaurant experience more convenient. Okay, so this is a good start. Okay, so yeah, see, you can start with the definition of productivity because this is one of the keywords in the question. So see, the productivity is the amount of output that can be produced with a given amount of resources. By using technology, a form of capital such as tablet restaurant can replace waiter in an attempt to be more efficient. Okay, so this is from the case. And another thing, don't directly copy from the case. Try to rephrase this statement. So okay, then we have restaurants may therefore be able to take orders from customers faster due to the use of technology, but at a lower cost because the tablets will be cheaper to run than labor. Okay, so this may make the restaurants more productive as they can increase output and serve more diners due to the increased use of technology. This increase in productivity may allow the restaurants to invest in further capital and therefore become even more productive in the future. However, it may take longer for orders to be replaced if customers are confused about how to use the tablets, reducing productivity. Okay, so see, now we are evaluating it. So in the previous paragraphs, so what we will do, we'll give the definition, and by linking with the case, we'll mention all the advantages. Now we are focusing on the disadvantages. Sorry, I'm going very fast because we're running out of time. Okay, so then let's see, errors in ordering. That's a problem. Okay, so then see, there is an overall conclusion here. Okay, so in this kind of question, you must give a conclusion. So see that overall, it may be less productive for restaurant to increase the use of technology in the short run, while the restaurant initiate use of equipment. This may depend on how quickly customers can adopt this change. However, in the long run, because they may have been able to resolve any difficulties faced by the use of technology, productivity in the restaurants may be increased. Okay, so that's a conclusion. Okay, with this conclusion, we can say, yeah, even if there are negative sides or limitations, the advantages are more, with a recent conclusion. Okay, okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much. Okay, see you in the next class.